Hey all you cool cats and cool kittens. Today, this episode of Kelley's Detail Garage. Excuse the hard nip. I just came out of a cold house, so I don't know if yeah.
Can we just start over?
Why? Keep going.
No.
Today we'll be doing the differential fluid exchange. We're using a 75/90 synthetic gear fluid. So we got AMSOIL Severe Gear. From everything that, all the research that I gathered, this is definitely one of the top 2, if not top 3 brands to use, if not the top first, because if there was anything else better that I could find, I would have had it. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and drain the old fluid, and then show you how to get the new fluid back in it. So the drain plug is obviously going to be right here on the bottom. In order to loosen that, you're going to need a 5/16 I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a torque bit. I don't think that's a torque. I don't know what that is. Like an Allen key. Pretty sure it's like a 5/16 Allen key. For each one, they're both the same size. So once you go ahead and pop that loose, which I have already, just go ahead and you could crack the top one. And just go ahead and get that drained. Go ahead and get that top popped out too. Make your life easier. We have a DIRS diff brace, which is a pretty big mount that goes in the back of the diff. They say that there's holes cut in the back that you can access the lower, and then the upper is kind of just open. I tried to do this without removing it. I don't know if it's like proper tools or what, but I don't have the tools to be able to do this without removing that. So I had to go ahead and remove the diff brace, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But anyway, we removed it just so we could get the differential fluid drained. And if you look, I mean, you can see that's pretty dark. When I was draining the fluid for the differential, I took fresh fluid, and while both plugs were out of the diff, I pushed new fluid through. That way, this is getting kind of like confusing and tongue twister, but I put new fluid in to help push the old oil out. And you can see, and I did that until it ran clear. Those bags, these bags here, I think they're only like $13 or $14 a piece. It could be because I have a wholesale account, I don't know. But if you can get them at $13 or $14 a piece, I would just go ahead. I treat this stuff like water. I'll just put it through. I'll waste it. Doesn't matter. But to me, when you're pushing new fluid in to help get the old fluid out, you know, it helps with your, I don't know, fluid change time. Once you've completed your drain process, go ahead and install your lower drain plug back in, and then you'll fill up the diff with fluid. It's 1.1 liters of fluid. Quarts, sorry, so it's 1.1 quarts. Thank you. But what I would do, and what I've been recommended to do, is pretty much you're going to install or put in the bag and keep filling the drain, or keep filling the differential until fluid starts to come out. So I squeezed the bag pretty good. Once I noticed it coming out, I saw it start to drip down, let it drip in the drain pan, and then I squeezed the bag really good so it'd get a little bit more in there. And then I hurry up and put the drain plug back on, or the fill plug, I guess you could say. And that way I know that there's plenty of fluid in the differential. I'm kind of crazy like that. I'd rather have, you know, not too much fluid, but I'd rather there be enough rather than not enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these tightened up and keep moving along. I take it, I put it into a bucket. Couple things that allows me to see if there are any metal shards that have sank to the bottom. You know, you get to assess the oil, and also you can, once this bucket is filled, we'll take it either to Advanced or O'Reilly or any of the auto parts stores that are local to us, and we'll turn it in, and they will go ahead and recycle the oil. So if you really want to get crazy, check this out. Tell me what you can see. Kind of just like a black pan, you know, not much in there. Now look at that. If you, hold on, tilt it back, you can see it's like metallic. All that metallic is metal flakes. Can you see it in the video? So it gives you a really good opportunity when you're changing your own oil and own diff, you know, fluids and stuff, on the condition of your internal parts. If these videos have helped you, please like, share, subscribe. You know, just get the word out there. I started making these videos because there's very little information about this car and this platform out anywhere. So usually you have to take your car to a shop. It's not always a bad thing. What really got this whole process started was I did take my car to a shop. I paid the money. 4 days later, my supercharger was destroyed. So ever since then, doesn't really work for me to take my car to a shop anymore, and it gives me something to do. But more importantly, I get to see what's going on with my car. I'm the one taking care of it. I know when things need to be changed. I don't know how to change them, but I figure it out, and I make sure that everything is good to spec. That way, I've done it myself. This is my car. I know everything about it. And you know, moving forward, I get to see what happened with the diff. If you take it to a shop, you don't get to see that oil. And if you request it, how do you know if that's even your oil? So for me, it's hard for me to trust shops. Not to say that all shops are like that, because there are quite a few out there that are really good and they do care about their clients, they do care about the people. But for me, my car's not going to a shop. I'm gonna be the one to do all the work. And if you, on the other side of this camera, on the other side of this video, you want to start working on your car and you want to figure out these things, this is not hard. This is probably one of the easiest cars I've ever worked on. Everything's really accessible, really easy to get to. Honestly, it's kind of fun too. I'm not one to like be in front of a camera. I kind of hate it. But it's been nice, you know, it's been nice being able to do things myself. And the biggest plus to that in my eyes is I know what's gotten done, how it's gotten done, and the condition of my parts once I'm all said and done and it's finished. So if you want, we'll go ahead and get this DIRS diff brace buttoned up, and I'll show you how to get it installed. It's really easy, just a couple bolts. I'll show you the tools that you'll need, and I'll show you how to put everything together.